one of the most common questions I have as a therapist is that, Shui, how do I stop my mind from ruminating about the past? How do I stop my mind from thinking about something that I don't want to think about? So to really answer your question, it's not easy, but there are ways to do it. So continue watching and you will find out how to do it exactly. So let's go a little bit into why does the mind keep thinking if you don't want to think about it. So I want to bring you on a trip back to a few million years ago where our ancestors were still tribes out there hunting for food, right? So if you think about the scenario then, everybody is just trying to survive, trying to make sure that they do not get into danger with the tigers, with the bears, or with other tribes. And so what happens is, even if a person sits down inside their cave, not doing anything, the mind automatically thinks, what if somebody comes across? What if the animal smells us? What if my family cannot run away from that bear? What if this, what if that? And so the mind is very used to think about the things that trouble us the most because it wants to help us to survive. And so fast forward it to today's day and date. We no longer face all those kind of dangers, but what we face is a lot of modern problems. How do we make sure that we still have the best reputation in town? How do we make sure that people still see us as that strong, independent person? How do we make sure that we provide food onto the table? How do we make sure that we can pay our mortgage? How do we make sure that we can afford the things that we want to afford so that we can have a comfortable life? So all of those things are important things, and it's sort of like dangers for us if we don't achieve them properly, if we don't tackle the problems properly. And so what happens is when we sit down and we think about things and we say, okay, I gotta stop thinking about what my partner said. I gotta stop thinking about what my mom said. I gotta stop thinking about what my boss said. I gotta stop thinking about money and work, and I gotta just start living my life and just sit down there and say, I'm not gonna think of any of those. So what happens naturally is those thoughts come back in. And when those thoughts come back in, what happens is we'll just sit down there and allow it to just go on and on and on. And occasionally we'll say, okay, I'm gonna stop. And then we distract ourselves for a while, we go and cook something, we do something, and after that we sit back on the couch and it comes again. Because there is no solution. We don't provide any solution to the brain, and the brain is programmed to find a solution to the problem. So if you look at that and really understand that whatever I just said, it really means that if you tell your mind to not think about the problem, it's not gonna work. So what you need to do instead is to begin thinking of what you want. Thinking about what will happen when all the problems are done, where you have already surpassed all the problems and you're finally living the life that you want to live. And when your mind begins to think of all those things, it's a whole new ballgame. Why? Because we have this subconscious mind that basically processes information day and night to help us get better at what we do, to help us achieve things without us needing to put much effort into it. And so when you get yourself to think of what you want to think, first, you're not avoiding the topic anymore. Second, you're actually prepping your mind, teaching your mind what you want for it to do something for you. And so try this method out the next time you're sitting down there and you're thinking to yourself, I don't want to think about this horrible thing anymore. Switch your focus and think of something that you want to think about. Switch on to something where that problem is fixed, where you no longer face that, but you enjoy the results of that post or whatever it is, and see yourself doing all those things. And what you realize after, once you see that happening, your mind will stop bugging you about the thing already because it has a solution. And instead of bugging you about the same thing again and again and again, what it will start doing is it will start finding, alright, I saw what I want. So now how do I get from where I am to where I want to be? That's where the mind goes into a problem solving mode, into a planning, strategizing mood. And that is where the change begins to happen. And that's where you begin to step out of your comfort zone and learn things for yourself. So if you're interested to really know how to do it in detail, if you're interested to know exactly what should I be thinking of to stop myself from all the things that I used to be thinking of, then just let us know, contact us, and we'll be happy to assist you.